You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
My brother, Bobby Bones.
Bobby Bones. Now, I can't see you, Bobby. They put the screens between us.
I'm here. I'm here.
But we see you. We see you. How come we didn't get a book? Me and you didn't get a book. You only gave one to Charlamagne. We think it's racism.
It's not racism because bring in the books. I got 30 books for both of you, 15 each.
Okay.
So take them home.
Nice.
The racism. Let me ask you guys a question, though, because we were talking about this on my show.
Okay.
And so now us, it's a bunch of white people talking about racism. So it's not the same.
I
Right.
didn't know you were white.
So yesterday, the whole Blake Lively thing comes out where she's like, LA face, Oakland booty. And everybody says, it's racist. She can't say that. And I said, well, Sir Mix-a-Lot, that's like the Wiggles of hip hop now. Like, you can't look at Sir Mix-a-Lot and go, that's my opinion. That's like Kids Bop of hip hop.
Right.
So
I think you're overcomplicating it. It's a rap lyric.
okay,
LA
but
face, Oakland booty.
if a rich white girl says it, is that racist?
No.
I said no too, but again, I'm white, so
No.
everyone's like, you can't. Who are you to judge?
if she said Nubian white queen eyes, black girl ass,
Black people would
that's
get
different.
sensitive. They would get upset with that.
LA
They'd be-
face,
they'd be
Oakland
like,
booty,
LA face,
no.
what does that mean? No, black girls in the hood don't look good? That's what they would say.
You think first of all, LA face could mean Mexican. All right, because there's more Mexicans in LA than anybody.
Well, I don't think that's what
All
she
right.
meant.
I don't think she meant LA face is Mexican.
I didn't even think race when she said that. I was like, race?
I mean, I
That's a
didn't
race
either.
issue?
But I'm not as sensitive as most people are. Well, I am as sensitive, but I wasn't sensitive to that part. In my opinion.
I came in today feeling like I had to start a beef with somebody so I could sell books and get on like every internet and have
You're
it.
not supposed to tell
Well,
when you
pick
do
your
that.
poison.
No, but see, that's why I don't do it
Just
right.
go.
Pick
So
who you going
I
with?
told Angela, I was like, we'll start beef today. Get ready.
I got excited. I said, sure, let's go.
So I was like, sweet jean jacket.
What?
That's the whole beef. I was noticing your shoes. Those are
Those are
sheepskin inside.
They are. All right. See, that's
you
all
got
I got.
sheepskin though?
That's all. I won't get
no
no.
socks.
I get no memes for that one. All right.
So, speaking of beef, one thing about Bobby that I like, he's probably the only radio personality who's been physically attacked as much as me.
Yeah, I got like a gun to my head at a station event.
Wow.
And listen, when you have a gun, you guys have had a gun on you?
Yes,
I have.
Okay. For me, it
haven't.
didn't feel real. Like when I had a gun on me, it felt like an after-school special. And that's what I wrote because I even got pistol whipped like twice hard right in the side of my
Twice?
head. Like bam, bam, and I didn't feel it. I felt it later.
Hold on, you mean you only talked about one in the book?
So what happens is I go up and I'm in a car and I'm
Okay.
going to a radio station event and a guy comes out and says, how much money you got in there? And I'm like, well, I had none. Like I was broke. And so I said, I don't have any, but you can have what I have in. And he takes the gun and pushes it right up into my temple. And so it pushes it hard. But I don't feel it because I'm like, this doesn't seem
This
real.
isn't real. This
Right.
is surreal. I'm out of my body experience.
And I'm looking at his eyeballs and he's like, how much money you got in there? And I write about this. I don't remember my PIN number. Like, and I swear to God, I had $30 max in my account. I can't remember my PIN number. And
That's
so
what you told him?
Yes, I'm like, dude, I would give
you're
you
crazy.
all my money if
was
I
going
could
through shock.
if I could get it out. And he takes the gun and he goes boom and nails me in the side of the head with it. I don't feel a thing.
And he goes, what's your PIN number again?
And then and I didn't know it. Boom,
You're like a
hits me
superhero.
I
again.
know, right?
So
Jeez.
he didn't get it. He ran with my wallet. Had a girl with me.
That was the funniest part of the story when you was like, she reached for her purse. He was like, why would you reach for your purse at
She
this
tried to
time?
hide it, and a guy from the other side came with a gun in the other window and stuck a gun in that window.
Purse.
Yeah, she tried to
Goodness
hide her
gracious.
purse. I got a gun to my head. Yeah, and then I got jumped outside the radio station.
No, wait. The pistol whipping, was that a black guy or a white guy?
A black guy.
Did it
yeah.
make you look at black
You know
people
what he
differently?
said? And I don't say this that often. I've said it before, but
What?
it just isn't worth the trouble. He actually said, how much money you got in there, white boy? So I was targeted. My race.
He was.
My skin was my sin. That's what I said. Right? That happened that
He
morning.
assumed you was rich because you was white.
Right.
And he couldn't look at my car
Well,
and think,
what
I
kind
was
of
driving like a
what kind of car were you
97 Pontiac
driving? Yeah.
Sunfire. Like, there was no
Nah,
assuming
nah.
I
I
was
don't
rich.
know
Yeah.
about that.
He
So
thought you was a college kid. Was like, oh, he got some money.
I think I was just the last one in line, probably. And then, I got jumped going to the radio station. I had 11 death
Why
threats.
did you say jump though? It was only one guy.
One guy
You
that
can't get
actually...
jumped by
I
one
almost got
person?
jumped.
No, hold on. If you get a weapon and you get attacked from behind without someone knowing you're coming, that's getting jumped. I don't care if it's
You
11
can get
people.
jumped
or
by one person.
Nah, we call jump. We got to be more
Nah,
than one.
jump is more than
Jump is
one
more than
person.
one person.
More than one
So then
person.
what is that called?
Yes.
When it's-
Bobby almost got killed.
Okay. Well, you know what? Semantics. I'm not arguing. Listen, here's what happened. I'm walking up the radio station, and I ran, and people gave me a lot of crap for running.
They give
too.
Charlamagne credit for being flat for running,
Yeah.
too.
I didn't even think about it. Like I kicked off my what do you call my
Flip-flops.
sheepskin shoes. I kicked off my sheepskins and I ran as far and as fast as I could. But he had a knife and he said he knew who I was. He said,
Right.
"Hey, Bones," And so I turned around and he chased me all the way up, probably 80 yards or so. We watched the tape back, and all the way through like a back alley, he's chasing me. He had rubber gloves on his waist and a big knife in his hand. I don't know.
Damn.
Sound like wax.
Why would somebody want to kill you?
I don't know. Like I said, I've had 11 death threats.
Was this all while you were doing country music or
No,
pop?
I was doing. It's gonna sound crazy right now, but I was doing like hip hop. I
was doing hip-hop.
You
I was doing
get out of
hip hop and
You
top
got out of
40.
hip-hop fast.
It wasn't even that. It's just now I've done sports and alternative and hip hop and top 40, and I'm at home in country. Like that's home. I'm from Arkansas, so that's where I'm the most home.
So hold on, the guy with the knife, was he black or white?
He was white.
So did you
And
say
I-
something bad about Eminem or something while you was doing hip hop music? Like what happened?
No, I think he was just he tracked me for like 4 days. He sat out front. We watched the surveillance.
Yeah.
I don't think it was anything I said. I think I was an easy target.
Let me give you a word of advice, Bobby.
Yeah.
Next time you're getting chased by anybody, don't
Yeah.
run into an alley. Stay in front of the station
I
in a
ran-
public place.
Yeah, that's
I
different
know.
like scary movie stuff.
Don't run
Listen,
into the
the white
alley.
guy-
I ran
was dead in
I ran the
alley.
first open hole I saw. It wasn't about an alley or nothing. I just ran toward the open hole. So yeah, I've been
After that, did you get security?
yeah. The
Oh, you got a big white guy now.
The company made me, a big white guy,
white
like
guy.
ex-DEA agent.
Gun, karate,
You damn right.
taekwondo, boxing.
But you don't have security.
Yeah,
Yes,
He does.
I mean, Wax is
I
he?
mean, Wax is my boy, but I keep a white man in a suit that can
Do
legally
you?
pop somebody every now and then. Depends where I'm at.
I feel like can I say a douchebag?
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like a douchebag having someone with me, but the company's like, because of insurance purposes, and you've had, I think 14. I got ripped off the air by the Secret Service once because someone created a profile that said they were going to. I don't even want to say it on the air.
Kill the president.
Okay. Yeah, and they said I called them
The
about
N-word.
Really?
yes, and so they pulled
Did
me
you?
off the air. I did not, and
They
they
said someone created a
That's what I'm
profile.
they
asking.
pulled me off the air, put me in a room, put paper up on the windows, and I thought I was going to Guantanamo. It was like, I'm out. Like they had convinced me I had done it. I was like, I didn't know what I said, and then they said someone had sent it via email. I was like, I knew that.
And they should be able to track that down and know who
And they did,
it,
but they
I
had
would
to do
think.
their due diligence. Like they treated me like it might have happened.
Do you not like
and-
the president?
I love the president.
Oh, okay.
And they bulletproofed the radio station that you worked at.
There's bulletproof
Yo,
glass
that's
up
like
front.
G-Unit, bro.
There's its own security now, all because, listen, I don't get on the air and talk about abortion or talk about, and I don't talk about polarizing issues. I just try to be a human, and that's. And
You can't be human in country music. Country's very
Yeah, I was
conservative.
gonna say I didn't know
Yeah.
country music was so much crazier than it seems like any other.
You
genre
guys act like
from
what-
these stories.
First of all, you guys act like country music people aren't even real human. You act like we're all living on a
It just-
farm in a barn
it
eating our
just
hay.
seems like
Yeah.
peaceful.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
peaceful.
know.
The first time I met Bobby, I thought Bobby was gonna have a cowboy hat on and cowboy boots.
I
I told him
thought
that
so
when
too.
I
You
saw
said you
him.
refused to do that.
And you know what? That's racism. Like right now, that's racism.
No,
We're
that's
talking-
country musicism.
No.
Because even if you were black
She
and you
said
were a country
country
music
musicism.
artist, we would think you would have on cowboy boots and a cowboy
is
hat.
true.
The one reference that Charlamagne always makes to black country artists is
Darius Rucker, baby.
and he doesn't wear a cowboy hat. He doesn't do any of that.
Right.
By the way, that's not the only black country artist. But okay.
There's more?
Yeah.
Name
there-
two.
Really?
Nelly.
Cowboy Troy
And Taylor Swift.
and Taylor Swift.
Yeah. you grew up with the Clintons, right?
Sort of. My grandma was best friends with Virginia Clinton.
Okay.
So growing up in Hot Springs, Arkansas, they live right next door to each other.
So that means you're voting for Hillary.
that means I'm not voting.
You're not voting at
I
all.
don't
Why
feel
not?
like I don't feel like I can stand in a place and talk and give an opinion about both of them, which I have a lot of likes and dislikes for Hillary and a lot of dislikes for Trump, but I don't feel like I can vote and give a partial opinion, so I don't vote for.
Do you like Trump at all?
No, we had some issue like 6-7 months ago.
Tell him what you did, Bobby.
So
Oh, I remember this.
so Trump had Make America Great Again.
Right.
He still does. And I have a clothing company. And so what I did was I looked for that. I was going to buy a hat to make fun of. Really, I was going to wear it and make fun of it. And I saw that there was no trademark. He didn't trademark his clothing line. So I bought it. I trademarked Make America Great Again. I owned it.
What kind of businessman is Donald Trump that he
Dude,
never
seriously,
did that?
that's what I started saying on the air. And I was like, Donald Trump, I will sell it back to you for $100,000 for St. Jude.
You sold it too cheap, bro.
I said, and that's what I do. I said, and then I started getting calls. And let me tell you, when lawsuits, or just people start whispering that to you. And I was just talking to people. Nobody sued me, but we made a deal, and he got it back. But they left it wide open.
How
And
could they sue you though? It's his fault.
No. You can sue anybody at any time for any reason. It doesn't
Anything.
matter.
Got you.
And that's kind of what they're known for a little bit too, is bullying people by just going, well, I'm just gonna sue. I ain't got the money to be sued by Donald Trump, even if I'm in the right.
Yeah.
So I just want to get out of it. But yeah, it was a real knucklehead move by his staff.
And he gave all the money to St. Jude's?
Yes, all the money that we got from
That's
it, which
dope.
I can't say how much it was, but yeah, we gave it all to St. Jude.
You said 100,000.
No, he said that's what he
No,
asked
that's
for.
what I asked for.
Oh, okay.
But we did make a bunch of shirts and sell them and gave them all to St. Jude. So it was good. It ended up being a headache, but good.
Now, I love your story because from the beginning, you knew exactly what you wanted to do with your life. You knew you wanted to be in radio since a kid.
Yeah, I think we all had that at 5 years old. We were asked what we wanted to be when we grew up. Like, Angela, what'd you want to be?
A writer.
Are you writing?
I do write, yeah.
What'd you want to be?
Basketball player.
That didn't work out.
That didn't work
huh?
out. That didn't work
He's
out.
terrible.
Yeah, I know.
I wanted to be Teen Wolf at 5.
Which one? Jason Bateman?
Michael
or,
J. Fox,
Okay,
baby.
yeah, not.
I wanted to play basketball and turn
And
into
have
a
a hairy
hairy
face.
being.
Yeah.
I wanted to be in radio. I wanted to be a stand-up comic. So that's always okay. I had to have a safety net. So that's always what I wanted to do. So from 5 years old, it's what I started doing. With me, I grew up. Like a lot of people listening right now. Like a lot of people listening to my show. I didn't have a dad. My mom was a drug addict. She died of overdose. Drug abuse in her 40s. She was 15, so it wasn't like. I didn't grow up some trust fund kid. The opposite from it. And so for me, it was I got one goal, and I'm gonna do everything I can to get to that goal. And I knew early because there was really no other way out except hard work. So that's what I did. That's what I'm trying to do now still.
You had every reason not to make it, though. Like you said, your father, he abandoned you. Your mother was abusing alcohol. You had every reason not to make it. So what gave you the perseverance to push through?
I think I had every reason to make it. Like I had a goal, and I had nobody keeping me from that goal.
Mm-hmm.
Where we come from, I think where all of us come from, there aren't a lot of people that are told they can do things.
Word up.
And so I think that's what I'm trying to do right now is let people know that you can. Look at me. Look at you. Well, look at us. We're all stats, so we shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us sit in this room go, yeah, we should be here.
Right.
Yeah.
But
It's surreal. It feels surreal all the time.
yeah, I think we're the kind of people that go, if we can do it, then a lot of you guys can do it. All you got to do is kind of put your head down and push and continue pushing.
Now, I love what you did when you started doing country music radio. And people weren't very accepting of you at first.
At first, still. But yes, for the most part, yeah.
But, you're very successful now, but at first it didn't seem like they would welcome you into that fold. You didn't have a background in country music. None of your co-hosts did.
Did
but
you even listen to country music?
You're not conservative.
Yeah, I grew up in Arkansas.
Oh,
But you
okay.
actually did a whole campaign.
Yeah. I launched a
And
whole
this is pretty clever.
I launched a whole negative campaign against myself. I didn't tell the company, which they didn't like, and I bought the biggest billboards you could possibly buy in Nashville, and all they said was, "Go away, Bobby Bones." I said nothing about it.
Right.
So the news was covering it, like media, print media, digital media, TV. They're trying to track down who put up all these negative campaign boards, and I didn't tell anybody for 3 years. And they investigated artists and record companies, people I was having like feuds with, and so it was me. I paid my own cash, built a shell company, put up all this negative press. I felt like, one, it's gonna make people wonder who is this guy because I was new, and two, maybe people would be like, hey man,
little
why are they picking on him?
sympathetic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why
they'd be
are
a
they
little
picking on
sympathetic.
Bobby Bones?
By the way, when I read that in your book, I thought about that for me, and I was like, that'll never work because people would be like, I can see why nobody likes you.
But that could go good or bad. That could have went.
It could have went really bad.
Good
Yeah,
or really,
you're right.
really bad.
It was a risk. I always say if you're not, it's okay to fail, and that was one of those times where it was probably borderline. If they'd have found out, all my credibility would have been blown.
All right.
But they didn't find out, and I got to tell it myself, so I got lucky.
Now, your nicknames. You have some great nicknames growing up.
Yeah.
Hobby
well-
Bobby.
No, wait. First of all,
Hobby Lobby Bobby.
I used to work at Hobby Lobby, and the name tag said
the hell
Hobby
is
Lobby
Hobby
Bobby. you know what Hobby Lobby is?
No, what's happening?
You never
Okay,
seen
so-
Hobby Lobby?
It's like a
No.
craft store. So it's not. I don't probably don't have them in the city, but like in rural America,
Like Michael's?
they had, no. It's like you go Hobby Lobby, you get like a picture frame, you get like a button, like a baby toenail, like whatever you need to make a
Like a Big
project.
Lots
Anything for a
almost.
diorama.
Like arts and
Yeah,
crafts.
arts and
Michael's
crafts.
It's like a
Crafts,
bodega.
yeah.
It sounds like a bodega. You get
No,
everything
no.
in.
So I worked there, and I was excited because that was like my first paycheck job.
Right.
Where I wasn't doing maintenance or. So I had a name tag, and it said Hobby Lobby Bobby, and I had no idea until I
That could have been your radio name.
Like a garbage pail kid.
Yeah.
Hobby Lobby Bobby.
It was, and then I signed a hip hop deal one time, and my name was Captain Caucasian.
Captain Caucasian.
Wow.
And I
I don't know
named
how that
myself
would've
that,
worked.
to be fair, but I don't call myself that anymore. But
We
that
heard some of your rap before.
that
Yeah, we
was-
actually
Starbucks.
premiered
Hold
one
on.
of your records.
yeah,
okay.
and you know what? That was not fair because you can't lead something by going, "Here's a white boy," because that's the first words out of your mouth, and he's a white boy. Like you lose all credibility if the first words
No, people,
are he's a white
no.
boy.
People hear he's a white boy, so the bars and such.
No, that's not true. That's not true. And listen, it was a comedy song too. I wasn't trying. Look, I'm not trying to win.
Definitely set you
I'm
up.
not trying to win a Source Award, right? And all I know is all the
Source Awards are not
They
around
don't
anymore.
exist anymore.
We bringing him back though. Shout out to Londell.
Maybe a BET award.
Whatever.
BET award.
Whatever. I've been at hip hop for just a bit. Okay, give me a break. So I went and I was listening back and was like, and here he is. Yeah, he's white. I was like, well, how do you expect anyone to have any sort? So anyway, but I do appreciate that. Listen, I listen to you guys every day. Like you have no idea.
How, Bobby?
You're on the radio.
He's an hour
I know how
behind us.
radio.
Oh, okay.
So I listen to you
He's an
guys,
hour radio.
and I watch your clips every day. Like this is my favorite show, and I tell Charlamagne that. Like you guys are my favorite show, period. And so to be on the show is a real honor for me. So and I told Charlamagne like you have to bring me in. You have to bring me in. I just come by and say hello. But you know what you guys do. You guys are changing the entire scene, the culture of hip hop. You know, what I'm trying to do over in country, you guys are already doing in hip-hop. So as much respect as I can give you guys, like I give it to you right now. And to sit in the
appreciate it,
studio with Angela, Envy, Charlamagne, like you guys are my radio heroes, man.
Hold on, let's talk about this other nickname though, T-Bone.
Oh, boy.
Because that's an amazing story.
T-Bone. That sounds sexual.
Wrestling with the little boy.
What?
Yeah.
I was a little boy.
How old were you?
Wait a minute. Easy. So here's what happened. I was 13 years old and I played football. And so, you know, I played football all growing up, football and baseball.
Right.
And so they had us wrestling. And I was wrestling another kid and my shorts ripped open. Can I say erection?
Yes.
Yes.
He had
Okay.
a hard
You had an
on.
erection while
An
you were
erection.
wrestling with
Why you
another little
wrestling,
boy?
man? Are you
Hey,
straight?
you haven't been in
I'm
hip hop
straight,
a while,
yeah.
but
I'm
right
straight.
now
I'm
say
straight,
pause,
yeah.
Bobby.
I'm
Say
straight.
pause.
I'm straight. So, and if I wasn't straight, I'd be like, I'm not straight. Like, you know, both. But yeah,
Did he
as I
have
was
soft
13,
hands?
I don't know. I don't remember.
made you
All I
hard,
know is I
Bobby?
didn't even know, and I looked down, and I was like, oh, and everybody's laughing and running
You
away.
had an erection?
And so, yeah.
That's so crazy.
I mean, when you're 13, if you touch my shoulder at 13,
Even if you're another boy.
it doesn't matter. If it's
Okay.
a wall. So, I mean, if you touch my shoulder right now,
Charlamagne, touch,
Like,
your, touch your shoulder.
I've already tried to talk. No,
Are you
not
hard,
you.
Bobby?
Not
Are
you.
you hard?
Not you. Listen, I've already tried to get at Angela before at like iHeart Festival, and she, you know.
I thought you were
Hold on, you
drunk.
shot your shot with Angela?
I did.
Really?
For like 2 years in a row, and she was having none of it.
What did he say? What was
why
his
not?
line?
She don't
What
even-
was his
she don't
line?
even
Why you turn
remember.
him down, Yee?
I thought he was kidding.
See,
Oh,
really?
that's my game. Everybody thinks I'm always playing.
Oh,
but,
playing.
And then when I ask her, I'm like, oh, I thought you were kidding. Whatever, it's all
That's
good.
a radio power couple. Both of y'all single.
It's all good.
Like no kids. That'll be great.
I don't think he's single, man. What are you talking
Hold
about?
on. So what
Me-
did Bobby say to you? I need to know what was his game.
It wasn't. His game was that he had no game.
I have no game, but
Right.
That's what he
and
said to you.
that game does work,
That's
though.
a line.
No, I don't say. I'm just very friendly. Like, and for 2 years in a row, like I would try to like talk to her, sit by, like, hey, what's going? Like nothing, like total cold. But that's okay. That's what I'm used to. That's
No.
all.
You did say something to me
we're
about
doing
you.
I did, and I
business.
told
We're
you
doing
so.
And I
business
was like,
together.
ew. I was like, yee. He just expressed interest.
I was
yee.
like, what's her story? And he
What's
was like,
her story?
He was like, yuck.
anyway,
That's good. It would have been worse if he was like, yeah, go for it, everybody.
I did. I tried. I tried the hardest I could try. It didn't work. I move on. That's all.
Okay.
I move on.
Do you still feel poor on the inside?
Poor
As
on the
much
inside.
money
Poor
as
on
I
the
make,
inside.
I'll just be a poor guy that has money for my whole life. Like my biggest struggle was, and this is not, you know, we all have struggles, but for me, mentally, I still overpay my bills by like $10 a month because because I'm afraid that I'm gonna be poor again and not have a job, and then I need a buffer. I need a month or 2 months to be able to kind of bounce back and get back on my feet. So I still felt like that same kid that grew up.
But you have so many different things going on, you know, aside from radio.
Yeah, but it could all stop tomorrow.
You know, you are doing your comedy, you're doing your music, and then you have
Raging
your
Idiots.
production company also.
Yeah, all that stuff is happening. It could all not happen tomorrow.
I don't know if it could all not happen tomorrow, because I think the reason you diversify the different things you do, if one thing doesn't happen, you're good, because you have
But if the radio
10 other
thing dies,
things.
it all dies. That's
It
the
all
head of the
dies.
snake.
That's not true.
I mean,
That's true. That's
the
a fact.
That's the head of the
That's
snake.
how I look at
I
life
feel
too.
that way
That's-
too.
yeah.
And as much I appreciate iHeart as much as I possibly could, love them, because without them I wouldn't be here. Without them I wouldn't be friends with you guys. Without them I wouldn't write a book. With that, you know, so it's out and we'll see what happens. But
I
Bare
respect
bones,
iHeart.
I'm not lonely if you're reading this book.
iHeart has been very loyal to us.
yeah, like us four in this room,
Yes,
iHeart has
absolutely.
been extremely loyal.
Now,
to
none
us.
of us have had $1 million big thing.
I got fined $1 million. I don't
know
know.
that.
I don't know if I can talk about that though.
Why not? You didn't talk about it in the book.
It
I'm
was
like,
in-
everybody
It
knows,
was in the
Bobby.
paper.
It was an email
I got-
sent
And
out
it was
to all of us.
definitely email that said, don't do
Don't
this.
do the Bobby
I'm gonna
Bones.
say this.
Because of you.
Let me say this, because I say that in all, you know, just being as transparent as possible. Like, I consider Charlamagne one of my best friends in all of media, like and I have like 2 friends, right? And so like we talk on a regular basis. And Charlamagne texts me and he goes, "Hey, what happened?" I said, "I don't know. I think I just did something bad." And I got fined $1 million for it. And he sent me a whole page. I wrote about it in my book of all crying emojis, laughing so hard. And as everyone else is, I mean, it was hurting. Like they were coming at me hard. Like Charlamagne was the only one that was like, "This is what legends are made of. You're going to get through this. And on the other side of it, you're gonna look back and go, I got fined $1 million and I'm still alive." He was the only person to say that to me. And I told him that 100 times. Like
it's the truth though. You got fined $1 million.
Well, Charlamagne finds the funny out of anything that's horrible.
Charlamagne likes
Especially
to
if it's
laugh
something that
at-
happens to
You
you.
could be
Yes,
on the bridge right about to jump, and he'd be like, "Look at your shoes!" Like,
No, we
that's how
got to
he
tell
is.
the listeners what happened. Bobby accidentally hit the emergency alert system,
I'm
Was it
not saying-
accident?
which went to the White
Oh,
House.
No,
yes.
it came
It
from
was-
a story because
Okay.
what happened was he was watching the baseball. Everybody was
I thought it
watching
was a good bit.
baseball. No, he was watching baseball, and right when he was about to, I believe, hit a home run, it went right into the emergency thing.
So he reenacted
So he
that for his
reenacted it.
listeners.
I play.
You don't say.
You just
don't say
didn't know
Bobby.
you
Bobby,
couldn't
don't
do
say
that.
it.
You
Bobby,
didn't
don't
know you
say
couldn't
it.
do that.
It set off alarms at the White House.
I have no comment, but you guys are talking about something that's very familiar. Anyway, I got fined, and you know what? It wasn't $1 million. It was that I let people down that had trusted me. It was like people like Bob Pittman and Rich Bressler and Jennifer Limegruber. There's people that have taken me and us and said, "You guys are the guys," and I feel like I let them
But
down.
you didn't know. It wasn't a mistake. Like you
Just
wanted to hurt somebody. You was
Ignorant.
Right.
reenacting-
I was ignorant. It's my
Yeah.
fault. If I'm ignorant, it's my fault. But now all you guys got to
Yeah,
take a
now we
test every
know.
year because I'm
Yes.
an idiot.
We don't have to go through
Twice a
that.
year.
Yeah, Bobby Bones went through that, so hopefully we don't have to go through that.
Absolutely.
But it made me respect the company more because I'm like, they know Bobby's not an asshole. They
Right.
know Bobby made a mistake, and they standing by Bobby.
Right.
I respected that.
And I appreciate it.
And when I messed up, I hope that they stand by me too.
Absolutely. 'Cause I'm gonna go. Well, you see what Bobby did.
That's it. Cause and if you don't, guess what I'm saying? Racism. All right.
Now that I'm thinking back about Bobby Bones that I heard, I think you just asked me to sleep with you or something.
Really?
I would never ask a girl to sleep with me ever in my life. That is not true. I mean, that's 0% true. But would you like to?
He might have.
Yeah, I think you'd like to.
Now
I was asking. See,
Like his shot is
I
shot.
can do
It's a-
anything on a microphone.
Right,
Like,
as long as you're on the mic, it's
for
all
sure.
for radio.
Tonight, right over in Tribeca. That's where I am. If you want to come hang. But
hotel?
off the mic,
Okay.
I'll be like,
okay. Which hotel? Okay.
Now, if there's somebody you should sleep with, yeah, I'm saying Bobby wouldn't be a bad choice.
true, clean,
You would do
completely
He
clean.
said clean.
You've probably been single digits as far as girls body count.
5.
5 in his whole
My whole
life.
life.
Really?
Yeah,
5.
5.
So you're not very experienced.
I'm not. Yeah, you got me there. I'm not. I'm not even gonna lie. I've slept with 5 girls my entire life.
Or do you not count some people?
No, I count everybody. And I've
Okay.
only ever had sex with like serious girlfriends. Here's the reason. 1, I don't want to get a disease.
Okay.
2, I can't have a baby. My mom had me when she was 15. So I look, and that to me in my head, it holds. Like I hold that. I'm like, man, now in my 30s, and I can, but still it's there. And I don't want to mess with some girl's head too. Like I don't want to sleep with someone.
Yeah.
And it's just a human. I don't want to have someone, fall in love, or I don't want to fall in love with somebody else and not be
Well,
able
you
to
are
go forward.
OCD, right?
Hardcore.
So
like
that explains.
count times, numbers, steps, all that.
You don't even tell people you love them.
I've never told a girl I loved her in my life.
Really?
I had the best girlfriend, 2, 3 of the best girlfriends ever. Never told them. Yeah.
What do
Is
you
that why
say
it
when
didn't
they
work?
say "I love you"?
I kiss them so their mouth stays closed. So I just kinda So
Do you count head as a body count? Like when you get head from me?
no. Oh yeah, I count that because I only get that. Wait, we talking about the same thing?
Yeah, head, fellatio.
Oral sex.
Okay.
Oral sex.
So we talk about the same thing?
Okay, no, that counts. Yeah, that counts. I only take that from
Somebody you're gonna have sex
I'm
with.
serious about sex because for me, again, it's a big deal. Never had it. I was a virgin to my 20s. Like I got.
So you suffer from OCD. You don't
I
tell
don't.
women
I don't
you
suffer
love them.
from it. I thrive off of it.
You might be a serial killer.
I could be like I'm like Dexter. I'm
Yeah,
like
you might be
Dexter for sure.
Dexter.
But I would be killing bad guys and not good guys.
Well, how do you
Yeah.
feel about masturbation?
I love it.
Okay, so your family.
You got to read his book.
Yeah. Like
masturbation.
that's
I have to read
that's the
this book.
safest of sex. Like I can't. My hand can't get pregnant.
So you watch a lot of porn or no?
No, none.
None.
0.
Really?
Like nothing moral. Just I don't want viruses on my computer. I spend too much money on my computer
my
for there to
gosh.
be a virus on it because
Yeah.
I watched some clip.
Right.
So no, none. I mean, if it was just like in the air, I watch it.
You just use your imagination.
Yeah, or my 5 girlfriend experiences,
Right,
or
gotcha.
Kate Beckinsale. Like that's like my dream.
It's amazing to me though, because you should be knocking down every hot chicken country music, man.
I dated a couple. Like I've dated a few,
Yeah.
and it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
That part of it's good. It's good.
So who breaks up with who normally?
Me, because I'm weird, and I've run really good relationships. Like I've run great relationships.
Damn, Bobby.
Like relationships, I should get married. Like that kind of relationship.
What was her name? Rachel, I think it was.
Well, I had a girlfriend named Rachel who is a singer.
Yeah.
She was in a band called Gloriana. Great girl, broke that up. I had a 4-year before that. Great. I'm odd. I'll probably never be.
Damn, Bobby.
This is my last question. You don't really describe in the book how you learned business, because growing up in Arkansas, poor, I didn't really see anything that would make me say, okay, this guy's got a background in business. But you actually owned the Bobby Bones Show early on.
Yeah.
How did you know to do that?
And I still own part of it, oddly. I didn't know to do that. I don't know anything. I didn't know anything. So it was, I failed a lot, and I fail because I continue to try to reach outside my box, and that's what I tell people constantly, like reach out the box and fail and fail and fail, because eventually one of those failures is not going to be, and that's the one people remember you for. I mean, I tried for 34 radio jobs. I got 3 in my whole life.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's not a good batting average.
Yeah.
But nobody knows the 31 I didn't get.
They know
That's
what
a
you
fact.
did achieve.
Yeah, like everybody talks about, what I'm doing now, or what I'm trying to do. And so, every day it's a grind, but I love it. I love what I do. And, I appreciate you guys for what you guys do. And I try to be a trendsetter. I try to follow like you guys. Like, man, you guys got it locked down completely. So much respect to you guys.
You got to have Tim
Thank you.
McGraw walk into the studio and say, put some respect on my name.
He wouldn't do that. You know what Tim did? He walked in the studio and he gave me, because I don't own a cowboy hat. I've never wore a cowboy hat, right? He gave me, he's known for his cowboy hat, his black cowboy hat.
Charlamagne got a bunch of cowboy hats.
No, I don't. My father's nickname is Cowboy, though.
Because he loves the
I thought
Cowboys.
you were
Cowboys.
talking Dallas Cowboys. You talking about big cowboy hats?
You thought you were talking about the
I thought
Dallas
you were talking about Dallas
Cowboys?
Cowboy hats.
Like Tim McGraw wears a black cowboy hat, and I told him I didn't have one, so he brought one in the studio and said, "Here, I want you to have. This is the one I wore all tour last year." And that was a big deal to me.
That's dope.
Like,
That is
do I
huge.
wear it? I
No.
don't wear it, but I keep it, and it's like,
Yep.
that was like when I started to kind of be accepted in the format, which I love. I love it there. So it's good. Things are good, and the book is out, and
It's doing great.
it's humiliating. There's a lot of humiliating stories, a lot of stories about trying to make it out of what's like half country, half hood. That's kind of my neighborhood. So it's good. I'm proud of it. I didn't know if I would be. I was scared it would come out. I didn't know what kind of backlash I'd get from my family, quite frankly, because I have a couple relatives left, and I didn't know how they were going to feel about me putting it all out there. With my mom and not knowing my dad and stuff like that. So it's good.
I like that it doesn't end.
Yeah, I always say I can't wait for the next 200 pages. Like, that's the thing. I wrote a couple hundred pages, and hopefully, if I'm lucky enough, I'll get to write 200 more.
You got to shout out your town, man. You on a hip-hop radio station. Big up Mountain Pine.
Mount Pine, Arkansas, population 722. And not only that, they have a sign. Oh, you know what? The town went up 20 people. It's 7. Yeah, it's higher. It's 772. It went up 50 people.
They fucking,
put
that's
a new
good.
sign. And so they
put up a new
have a
sign.
sign that says hometown of Bobby Bones outside the city. It's
That's
the coolest thing.
You hear
ever.
that, Monk's Corner? Hold me down. I
All
want a
right.
sign.
Thank you guys.
All right,
really
it's the
appreciate
Breakfast
it.
Club. It's
Bare
Bobby
Bones out right now.
Okay, you got your hair done. Your hair looking fresh and fly today.
Thank you. I got my hair done. Now, the crew at Her Imports totally hooked it up. You see how good I look? I see why they're taking over this hair game, because nobody has hair this good.
I see these weave companies on Instagram everywhere.
I know, right? It's a hot mess. Every reality star or rapper jump off is trying to sell hair on Instagram. Her Imports are the industry pros. They have the real Indian hair. Y'all don't know? Check out the video on their website, herimports.com.
The Breakfast Club. Every weekday morning. Tune in